Excited about you being with us today. Hey, once again, Kevin Vaughn on Power Connections. I just hit the record button because I got to make sure we don't get the royalty issue on the network there. So we're going to make sure we do that. So we're good to go now as well. Hey guys, if you're just joining us, I am just elated and excited. We've got here today, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ivy, Welburn, and Jazmin Irving, ladies and gentlemen. They own a mine. We're going to talk about that in detail, guys. I am so elated about that as well. But before we get started, I want you guys to know that we are here for you today. I want all my educators, moms and dads, grandma and grandpa, if you need a field trip, all the above, they're going to share all this with you today. But before we get started, I'm going to just read a little bit about their background, guys, from their website. But first of all, Ivy and Jazmin, there's so much going on the planet today. And I meet people every day that just need a little word of encouragement. Let me know I'm on the planet, recognize me or something. Just talk to me. Talk to me. You don't have to be deep, but just talk to me, encourage me. Let me know I'm here on the planet. But can you say a few words to folks out there that'll be listening to this, that are listening to us live right now, but those listening later on, can you just anything from your heart that you want to share for a word of encouragement and for motivation today? Thank you so much for being with me.
No, I'd like to say it's something that I've lived with my whole life, and it's something that my father taught me is take time to see people.
Yeah.
And stop walking on by with your head down and or you're focused on your next destinations. Take time to see people for who they are. Because you never know who you're going to run into or who you're going to meet and how you're going to change their life or how they're going to change yours. And sometimes just a smile in the supermarket can make some.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And today being Earth Day, what better day to talk about going inside the earth. And we are privileged and honored to be able to go inside the earth and to be able to see what that looks like. And the hum that the earth has when you walk inside, that's a feeling that I can't explain, but we love and you fiend for it. We love it more and more, and we love sharing it more than anything in the world.
Yes, I felt it. I said, when I saw you guys on the system there, on being interviewed and on your YouTube channels, I said, man, these folks are excited. I got to bring them on. Bring them on. They're excited. You can tell when somebody's excited about what they do. I mean,
thank you for having us. We love sharing. We love sharing what we do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And as you know, if you would too, Jazmin and Ivy, talk to our young people a little bit because, they need a little help out there, our young adults specifically, and even our adolescents as well. Can you talk to our young folks about them, about what life is all about a little bit, just a little encouragement for them as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're moms ourselves. We have teenage girls, and I have some teenage boys as well.
Really? Y'all got teenage people?
Yes.
I have like you're in your 20s, man.
12.
we graduated in college in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Y'all look great. You look great.
Ivy's got a 15, and so we've
really?
Yep. I have 16, 15, and 12, and she has 15.
Wow.
So we've been in it for the long haul.
Oh, I love it. So that means that those crystal mines are reversing your age. That's what's going on.
Yes.
They keep you happy. They keep you happy. I'll say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of our partners are in their 70s, and they're still out there every day. So it does give you a vitality. We didn't know we were looking for, but once we found it's like the fountain of youth.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to talk about this, guys, in detail with them as well. Before we get started, guys, I want to welcome everybody again live. And I want you guys to share this out, guys. Everybody listening right now, share this out on all platforms, okay? This is very serious, guys, because we're talking about entrepreneurship, business owners. We're talking about out of the box. Matter of fact, there ain't no box when you talk about mining. You can dig forever as long as you own it.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey guys, let me get started with Ivy and Jazmin today, folks. Just a little bit about them. They are very deep, and that's no pun, right? Deep in their minds, right? So and that's no pun. But ladies and gentlemen, while on a soul-searching trip to Mount Shasta, I don't even know where that's at yet. Best friends, Jazmin and Ivy, help a stranded. I thought that's what got me too. That stranded driver. Wow. See. That's why you got to pay attention, man, to people.
See people.
You could have kept going. You could have kept going and say, I'll call somebody else to come help you, So that's
many people did keep going. Apparently, we were the 11th car, and he tells us that all the time.
That's amazing.
Cars.
Yeah, that's so, folks. You got to pay attention to others. Now, use wisdom, of course, right? Specifically, ladies, you got to use wisdom. But
I'm from Philly. I had a golf club in my car.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, exactly. I love it. So who turned, helped, and transformed their lives? Wow. Because things come back, folks. Things do come back. If you do well, it'll come back to you. Magic happened on the mountain that day because, as we know, the universe always is at work. God always has a plan, but it's always got to be good. It's got to be good. If you do good, God will reward you for stuff you can't even imagine that's going on out here. So I'm just so excited about that. And people are already calling me already about the show. I love it. I love it. Hey, the stranded driver, we're going to call it Dear Mark, named for the unfortunate accident with a deer, turned out to be a crystal mine owner. Man, guys, you're going to start crying, some of y'all. Helping these ladies turn their crystal collecting hobby into a business they love because I rock. I want to stop there with that because that is a brilliant name for a business, because I rock. Now, in fact, let's talk about that real quickly. Who came up with that name?
When we go back on the story, we still don't know which one of us shouted it out.
I remember it was a late night, and I remember we were looking for
we were like listing out stuff. And it came as like an affirmation. Right. It's not not only a play on what we do is rocks, but it's an affirmation. Like we we're bad bugs. Right, we're bad buddies. And it's funny. Our partner, who is in his 70s, had a really hard time remembering our names.
Right.
You rock.
And in our meetings, his wife actually had to write down with a marker on a piece of paper and hold it up. It's because I rock. Stop saying it wrong every single time. And we had to realize, like, this is an affirmation, not just for us, everyone that says it, and we get recognized because of this, because I rock. And people always say, you do rock.
Exactly.
That a lot in the airport.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the way I picked it up too, because not only do you both rock, other people rock, you're also rocking on your minds. There's so many different angles that is so positive. I said, man, that's a brilliant name. I'm sure you got that all trademarked around the globe there pretty much. That's good. Yeah, because that's brilliant. Because it hits so many different areas. It's not just the mining side. It's the people side. It's the mining of people, as well. So that's powerful. So I know you guys already got that. Amen. Hey, guys, as I continue here real quickly, because I rock. Beautiful. So Jazmin and Ivy are now Crystalogists. We're going to learn about that too. Miners. And the first, this is the fun I like, man. The first on the planet, folks. There's nobody in the universe like these ladies right here. The first African-American women to own a U.S. crystal mine. Man, y'all better give them a hand clap of praise right there for that one. I love it. That's the part that got me right there. Bringing you a hand-pulled Smoky Quartz and other treasures, guys, one word I can't even pronounce here, and that kept them their original. This is part 2, guys, their original million-year-old mud for you to be the first to welcome to the world. That's the part I got too. When you're digging with them, guys, you're going to unearth stuff that nobody in the world other than God has ever seen. That's amazing. So, guys, we want you to come experience today a new way to crystal, because I rock and you rock, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again, Ivy and Jazmin. Man, almost want to start crying right here because that's so powerful. Woo! Wow, incredible. Well, let's get started. Well, Ivy and Chris, I'm going to let you guys just kind of take over the mic. You got to tell us a little background. How in the world did y'all even get started? How you got motivated? Who inspired you? All the above. Let's talk about the beginning of time. When you was a little baby, did y'all have some mining tools or something when you was a baby?
No, we had completely different lives before the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And as I'm sure that with a lot of people, the pandemic kind of changed everything.
Yeah. Oh, that absolutely.
And it gave us a chance to really kind of look at what we were doing. We weren't really satisfied with our jobs.
Right.
We both were working independently. We had our own businesses.
Yeah.
I ran a nonprofit. Ivy had a private floral business with celebrity clients. And we were out, our clientele went down because of the pandemic. We couldn't interact with them.
Yeah.
Our kids were homeschooled. And during in LA they shut down everything, so they were out of school for a year and a half. And we're climbing the walls, and I think we were trying to climb out the windows. I praise homeschool parents. Homeschool parents. And so we had decided we were going to go up to a place called Mount Shasta, which is like Northern California. And when school ended, we packed up the minivan and we drove up there. We were like, let's get out of here and just kind of get back to nature, get into some peace, get away from everybody washing their hands and the gloves at the gas station. And let's go breathe some air. And so we rented a cabin at a friend of ours, like a friend of a friend of ours had, and packed up all our food and journeyed up 12 hours to like almost the coast of Oregon, the border of Oregon. And we were going from waterfall to waterfall
every day,
like going on hikes and just enjoying the creeks and the nature and the waterfalls. And one day we were going to one waterfall, and you don't see a lot of people of color up in Northern California in the woods. In this area. In the woods.
Same in Georgia.
We were walking down a trail, and and there weren't very many people out there to begin with. And there was an older Black woman was walking towards us, and she kind of, stopped and gave us the nod, and we gave her the nod back.
Right.
And she said, we said, how's the waterfall? She's like, oh, this was good, but you need to go and take these girls to this other waterfall, to Bernie Falls.
Jazz.
Okay. And she's like, no, you need to take these girls to Bernie Falls. So now we now call her the prophet.
Yes.
Wow.
And so the next day we looked it up, and Bernie Falls was like 2 hours away, and we said, you know what, let's just go. She said, we need to go. We're not doing anything. That's what we're here for, to enjoy nature. And we get in the car and we drive, and we're about a mile from Bernie Falls, and there's a man in the middle of the road. He's waving his arms.
Help me.
Oh, wow.
And I driving a little fast. It took us a minute to slow down. U-turn and come back. We rolled the window down and we're like, are you okay? And he said, no, I hit a deer. And his car was mangled and he was shaking. And something just told us, like, we need to help this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we looked at our phones, and we tried to call AAA, and there's no reception.
No 911.
He has no reception.
Oh, wow.
So we said, put a mask on and get in the car. We're just going to drive you to the next town.
Right.
And so that's what we did. We drove him to the next town, and he calls AAA, and AAA says, well, we could take the car, but we can't take you.
Right.
But you have to stay with the car. And so we're like, well, we're not going to just drop this guy back off on the side of the highway.
Right.
So we told him, we'll wait with you, and then we'll drive you back to the town after they tow your car away. And we made a mission of it.
Yes.
We had the kids with us, so we stopped and got them some ice cream.
Kids were in bathing suits, ready to go to the waterfall.
And we camped out on the side of the road waiting for AAA, which took about 6-7 hours. So while we're there, it's kind of, hi, stranger. He's like, what are you guys doing in the middle of the road?
Yeah, exactly.
At one point, we mentioned that we had, rented a cabin and that we had our crystals. We were like, oh, we're from LA, and we brought our crystals, and he lit up. And he's like, wait, you guys like crystals? I said, yeah, we like crystals.
We've always collected. We've been best friends for years.
Little crystals and little bracelets, and he's like, oh, well, here's my phone, and he pulls it out. He's like, these are my mines. And we're like, your crystals?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And so, long story short, for helping him out that day, he invited us to go to his mine.
Wow.
And we, he said, when the girls, he's like, when the mine opens, you guys should come. And so we went home, and we got back to our house, and we dropped him off, and he said, well, let me get your address so I could send you some.
Right,
and
right.
we're like, you're still a hitchhiker. Here's our P.O. box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we got home and he had mailed us these beautiful boxes of crystals.
Oh,
real crystals. We didn't know what
we didn't know what real crystals looked
like.
Right.
Yeah.
And he said, he's like, he's like, you guys really restored my faith in humanity.
Yeah.
I want to take you to my happy place.
Key point right there.
Yep. And so, months later, he calls us up and we stayed friends and he calls us and he says, girls, the mine is open. Let's go.
Wow.
And we have never looked back.
Right.
I'll let Ivy tell you about our first time going up there.
So we get in the car and we drive, 8 hours to the Tahoe area. And we meet him and his burly friends at the bottom of this mountain. And we basically have to trust them with our lives. We get into this vehicle and have to go vertical 5 miles up the mountain like this.
Wow.
To even get to the top.
Yeah.
And then you get to the top and the wind just hits you different. And you have a moment and you realize that you're experiencing something that no one else gets to experience because you're literally on the top of a mountain. And you're looking at the tips of all the other mountains below you. And that's perspective you can't even dream of. Mm-hmm. And that's where you start before you even get geared up and put your hand into the earth, and then they give you this moment. And now every single time we go up, she still cries. She finds her rocks.
I have to sit and meditate and kind of ground myself before getting into it.
It's a moving process to get ready to go inside the earth because that's what we have to prepare ourselves for. So then you wind yourself down into this core that goes into the center of the earth. And then you get the very basic tools of chopsticks and a hoe. And that's basically what we use. Wow. And you kind of, you peel the earth back layer by layer and gemstones literally fall out of the earth.
Wow.
Just like that. And we fell in love with it. And it's such a miraculous thing to be able to see and to be able to witness and to put your hand in the earth and pull out one. When we went mining the first time, she put her hand in the earth and pulled out one that was about a grapefruit size.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Is this what we're looking for? They were like, oh my gosh.
Which was like a $15,000 rock as her first.
Yeah, exactly.
So imagine the addiction from that point on. Now you're like looking for the next high. You're looking for the next way that you can find this gem again.
Wow.
And that's what happened. So
after the first time, we went back to our hotel room and they told us, they said, take a toothbrush and just clean them off.
Yeah.
And we had trays and trays of crystals and we started washing them off. And we were like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is something other people can do.
Yeah.
And it was in that moment in the bathroom that our company was born.
Yeah.
Because we were like, we need to share this with other people.
Yes.
And we decided to not wash the rest of them. We were like, leave them dirty, leave them dirty. And we called Dear Mark the next day because our kids had nicknamed him Dear Mark, our hitchhiker. And we said, we're miners now.
I love it.
And so what do we need to do to be miners?
We decided. Our life
Absolutely.
And he was like, I kind of invited you guys as friends. And we were like, no, sorry. We're miners now. So.
This is what we're doing.
Yep.
You can't take it back. Like, this is what we're doing with our life.
Right. Yep.
And he said, he's like, you know what? He's like, call my partner and, to tell him to, to talk to you guys. And he's the one that can really guide you in the business.
Right.
And we don't talk about Paul as much because Paul is a little shy. But, Paul, we called Paul up and he invited us to his home. Yeah. And without a blink of the eye, he said, girls, he's like, I will do whatever I can do to help you. You help my friend. Right. So the way that I live, my philosophy in life is that we take care of each other.
That's right.
And he welcomed us in. We didn't know at the time that him and his group were some of the top mine owners in the world. Yeah. And he humbly welcomed us in and took us to our first gem show and said, they're with us. Yeah. And he validated us, in a way that was unreal.
Yes.
Unreal. There are very few women in the industry.
Right.
There are very few Black people in the industry, and we are the only Black women U.S. miners.
Right.
So he brought us into this circle, and saw what we were doing as we developed our company. And after about 2 years, they invited us in to be owners of one of their mines. And, we changed history with it.
Yeah.
And they didn't know, and we didn't know at the time that it was changing history.
Right.
But now they're our family. We the whole crew, we
Yeah.
all go mining together. We just got back from Georgia. We rent a little cabin out in the woods, and we all go, we dig, and
we cook together, and we eat together, we celebrate whenever.
Wait to get on that schedule.
Wait to be something. We
gotta bring them the soul food. We went down, and we were like, y'all need some food. Y'all need some cooking.
That's right.
Then the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah, it's these little mining sandwiches. Y'all need some cooking. Right. So we went down and cooked up a storm for them, and then left them with some leftovers to freeze.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's powerful. Wow.
They like the lady.
Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen all across the globe, if you're just joining us, I am so elated here and so honored to have Jazmin and Ivory here, ladies and gentlemen. They're to meet the first African American women to own their own U.S. crystal mine. Please understand how significant this is. It's like the first Black women on Pluto or something, Nobody's ever done it, But guys, I am so excited. We're talking to them about their journey, how they came to become owners of the mine, but there's so much more, so deep. Guys, I want you guys to go to the website later on, okay, guys, becauseirock.com. Everything is there, guys. I wanted to show some stuff, but everything, just go to the website later on. You'll see everything there. They got some videos, guys. They got some services. Of course, they've got their store shopping. Oh, the shop is awesome. Just incredible how they turned this into a business model, guys. So guys, check it out, becauseirock.com. We're here with Ivy and Jazmin. Wow, this is incredible. Well, Ivy and Jazmin, let's continue here. Let's talk about our young people, because we want kids to get involved in this area, right? For sure. Just talk about Kids Rock a little bit, if you don't mind.
When after we decided we wanted to be miners, it was like, how can we bring this experience to other people? And we thought about doing our Young Miners Club and bringing kids really into the groove. So we started with our first kids organization was Boys and Girls Club. And it was an organization that we had worked with over the years, doing things before the pandemic. And so we pitched to them first, hey, for Earth Day, which, ironically today is Earth Day. We said, hey, can we bring some crystals over and share with the kids? And the kids loved it. They were cheering us.
Absolutely.
They all got to take a 10 million year old crystal, still covered in mud. And we passed out little bowls and toothbrushes. And they all got to clean them off, and they were holding them up to the light and just remarking on how beautiful they were, like just from this dirty little rock that we gave them, and now they have a crystal. And it went through all ages of the kids at the club. And we, kind of looked at each other and we're like, I think we're something.
Right. And me having a former business, working with the celebrity families, they were always looking for something new and different to do at their events and at their parties. And we had the opportunity to set up one of our tables, and we were like, you know what? We're going to watch crystals with these kids. And they were like, this is the coolest thing we've ever done. Kids that have everything. And they were like, wait, we can actually go mining ourselves. We can go get our own gemstones. Like, this is something that's possible. And it's really explaining what's possible. We didn't know it was possible.
Right. We don't know.
Until we were invited inside, and inside the earth is what I mean. And knowing what's possible makes everything bigger and better and able to do it. So now that's what we created. And that's what Because I Rock is about. The experience of being a miner. Our favorite part of our day is after, you're sweating all day, you're pulling down rocks, you're doing more work than you ever thought your body could possibly take. But you do it because you love it so much. This reward with every pull. And then at the end of the day, we finally get to wash these rocks off. And it's the most fulfilling thing you could do. It really, truly is. You know, in the field, we use like a high-powered squirt gun. You know, and you get to squirt it and you get to see what you have instantly. But we don't clean it off all the way because you want to have that full reveal, you know, when we're all sitting around the campfire as miners. And that's the special part of the day when we're all together and we're sharing our favorite rocks. We all have a handful of our favorites. And we keep that for the campfire. And that's when we're all, you know, washing them one by one. So, and that's what the kit is all about. And that's what our whole business idea is, creating that whole environment in one washing mining kit.
Yeah, we can't take everybody to the mine, but we can bring a little bit of the mine to people. So we have our do-it-yourself kit that we have on our website, but we also teach about 500 kids a month in the Los Angeles area. Wow. And we host public and private events. Birthday parties for kids, public events like street festivals where we're always like the main attraction in the corner. But then we also do like weddings and bridal showers and bar mitzvahs and you know, a little bit of everything because our age demographic, it goes from kids to adults. Exactly. We one of our biggest things when we decided that we were miners exactly. Just being miners doesn't feed the kids. Exactly. And you know, as moms of teenagers, we know that the kids eat a lot. So it was really about developing. You know, I think they say when you love what you do, you never work. And part of that's true. When you love what you do, you're not working, but you do have to figure out how to work to make ends meet. Absolutely. And that's I think where we, you know, our backgrounds, we're both HBCU grads. I'm a Spelman grad. Ivy's a Howard University grad. I love it. We, you know, had a good foundation that taught us how to take this joy that we had and this power of awe that we captured with washing crystals into something that we can share. And so we, you know, we have our little, you see on the screen here, we have our little crystal caboose that drives around town. On that side, drives around town and we bring it to people's homes to open up and dish out crystals. We have our kits, which are like our little do-it-yourself box. But then we also make jewelry. And,
that's what I saw.
And we do corporate events and just, you know, our thing is, you know, and I think you said it kind of in your intro, is a new way to crystal. Teaching the youth about these things that are grown domestically and the beauty that kind of lies within the earth, but then also giving people an end use, you know, and a fun activity at the same time.
It's funny you called us, you said, we mentioned Crystalogists earlier. And because we, you know, didn't graduate with a, you know, gemology degree or you know, geology degree. I have a marketing advertising degree, and her degree is in psychology.
That's what you need. Exactly. It works.
We made it our life's work to study what we're doing. And we literally had textbooks on the plane when going to the mines, learning about how these things grow. And because we kind of are laymen and we're new in this industry, we're able to explain it to the kids in a different way. Absolutely. And I think that's where we're able to cross that bridge with them, and they feel like they're able to relate to us and we can relate to them.
Exactly. You're having fun and you're real. I mean, you just people pick that up real easy. Hey guys, if you're just joining us, this is Power Connections with Kevin Vaughn. I am so excited, guys, that Ivy and Jazmin are here with us. Guys, you got to understand this, guy. I'm going to say it again. Meet the first African-American women who own their own U.S. crystal mine. You understand that, folks? This is significant. This is so exciting, folks. And I tell you, I'm just so elated to have them on Power Connections today to talk about what they do. You know, Jazmin and Ivy, as you was talking, I was writing some notes down about, first of all, I want to tell the homeschoolers, all homeschoolers, you need to contact them as soon as possible for what you need, because y'all need a field trip for your children out there. That's a good opportunity. So if they're in your state, you can participate in that. But check them out.
You can order kits. We do homeschool kits. We do them for groups and for individuals. So they can learn about these crystals. We have them all over the country.
Yeah, amen. I love it. You know, Ivy and Jazmin, I am not a doctor, but I can tell you this, folks, from just talking to them, this area is so therapeutic. I know that for sure. It's like it's probably above gardening, maybe a little bit about the same level as gardening. But I mean, I'm talking about mental areas, guys can be involved. Stress goes away, I'm sure. All the above. So, guys,
we have a tagline that says "Cleaning never felt so good." And that is, you know, when we say our demographic is large, like we work with mental health facilities.
You're right.
We work with you know, wellness programs. We do a lot in the mental health and wellness field because it's renewing. It's not only, you know, decorative or, you know, for the young kids, they're like rocks. You know, for some of our older customers, it is about something that's transformative and healing. And in rehab centers, in you know, in people, for people that are mourning. But then also for new birth, you know, for baby showers and things like that. So it is a very symbolic touch that we have with nature. And like I said, again, a cleaning never felt so good because you're birthing something from the earth.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Exactly. You know, Jazmin and Ivy, as you was talking, I was thinking about our seniors, our active seniors. Do you work with active seniors as well around the country?
We do. We go into senior homes and do washing events. The same event that we have for the kids, we can do for all ages. So the seniors love it because it's something that's quiet. It's easy. We use the gentle toothbrush. We use a little all-natural cleaning solution, so it's safe for, you know, all ages and all people. And so we go. We always say that our youngest kids are in their 90s.
Wow, that's great.
Any age between 2 and 100, as long as they don't put the rock in their mouth, we're good. We're good with that.
Absolutely. I love it. You know, one area I love to ask our guests is lessons learned from your wonderful journey that you're on. What's some things that kind of helped you get better, if you will, after getting into this area? I know you guys have improved. I don't even know you, but I know you've probably grown in some areas. Could you share a little bit about your growth in this area just to help you out and your families out as well? How have you guys learned or benefited from this mining experience?
I think relying on others. You know, I think that, you know, we like we were saying before we started this, we both had our own businesses and we were very kind of sole drivers. And, you know, it was just us and, you know, and we didn't really need anybody else and we powered on. And I think really learning how to rely on others, accept help from others, and realize that, you know, one of Ivy's favorite sayings is when one door closes, another one opens and you just got to walk in. You know? And so we've been, every opportunity that we've had with this business has just been us kind of going out on a limb, like, okay, let's just do it, you know, and let's see what happens. And, you know, as it's grown, it's, you know, we still, you know, we're more strategic about it than we were, but it is about taking that chance, you know, and really believing in ourselves. Like, if we couldn't fail, what would we do? You know, and I think that's kind of how we've lived, is like, all right, well, nobody's done this before, so we can't really fail, because there's no blueprint. Let's just do it.
And from day one, we decided on that mountain that we were going to not do anything else. And you know, I had to make a very hard phone call to a lot of my clients who I've done their Christmases for 20 years. And, you know, and doing their flowers and their homes, and all of a sudden I wasn't going to be there because I found true happiness for myself. And so now, like, through these stones, which we get to pull from the earth one by one, we're able to actually put this happiness with other people. And I think that that's been the most fulfilling thing for me, is watching these faces that we get to turn into happiness on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, I think we're doing, what, 5 schools this week alone?
And so the kids are like,
yes, and they're so affected by it, you know, and they never get to touch anything. And what we call ourselves a friendly museum. We encourage touching and feeling and picking up and handing to each other and learning from that perspective and not being afraid to see what something feels like and the weight of a real gemstone. And to know that the earth creates this on its own. This is only with a toothbrush. This is not cut or polished by anything else but the earth. And so letting them see that, they know what real gems look like. And I know that they are forever encouraged to be able to follow whatever dream that might be for them.
Absolutely. Wow. What a great gateway to success and their own minds, because their minds are so open to learning the good stuff, you know, and they're not getting it all the time, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, in our educational system. So what a great time. Hey, guys, if you're just joining us, Power Connections with Kevin Vaughn, my wonderful and awesome and beautiful and smart and genius guests, ladies and gentlemen. We got Ivy and Jazmin. Meet the first African-American. I'll never stop saying that probably for a long time. Meet the first African-American women to own their own U.S. crystal mine. They own their own mine, guys. Incredible, incredible. You know, Jazmin and Ivy, I had to ask you about your family. How'd y'all transition with the family? Because the family had to come on board with y'all, man. Especially
we have some very amazing and understanding husbands.
Very supportive.
Very, very, very supportive.
Hear that. Good to hear that.
Means that we are away in the outskirts of the earth for weeks at a time. And this has been a trying time because, of course, we're coming out of the pandemic with these teenagers, and they now have to be the solo parent when we're out doing that. But they are amazing. We finally took them with us. And once you go inside the earth, you get it.
They got it. They were like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all it takes one time in, and you're sold.
Our daughters are pining to take over the business when they get of age. And they're like, we'll just take your jobs. You guys go ahead and set that up.
Right.
We have a really good support system and good friends that come in and help us when we're out and help us with the business. So,
absolutely. That's wonderful.
It's that community.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you leave a legacy, folks. They're setting up their legacy. Ivy and Jazmin are genius in this area. They're setting up their legacy for their family and for others as well to benefit from this. That's powerful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, guys, those listening live, I hope y'all excited, man. Y'all need to talk to Ivy and Jazmin as soon as possible as well. Matter of fact, let's talk about that process a little bit, Ivy and Jazmin, about when people contact you about, wherever you're at in the state, or if they want to do more with you in this area or bring you to the state or whatever, or city. Tell us about that process. How does that work in general, if you don't mind? I can go to the website later on for more details, but how does that process work when they want to get involved with this area?
Yeah, so on our website, we sell all of our do-it-yourself kits. So they can go right there direct to consumer. For school kits, you can send us an email at contactus@becauseIrock.com, or you can find us through our website as well. Just click on the school button. And we can arrange to bring either a class out if you're local, and we go out and we teach an hour to 2 hour class. If you're not local, we can send you kits to do the projects yourself in your class, or with your homeschool groups. For events, we do travel. We've gone as far as Ohio for 300 young girls that were going into that foundation. So we do, as people that worked in the event planning field for a long time, we're very adaptable, and like I said, as a young company with no rules or no guidebook, we've been really flexible in how we've been able to make it work for all of our clientele. So contact us at becauseIrock.com, sends us a direct email. Our website's up on the screen, which is becauseIrock.com. And you can always reach us on Instagram at because_I_rock.com. So there are a lot of ways to find us, and we answer the phone. So you get us.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. There's no secretary. No, I'll get back with you later.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. That is so awesome. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to get my moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas and even great grandmas that may be taking care of some children. Y'all need to get in touch with Ivy and Jazmin to make sure your children get at least exposed. That's a big area for everybody. Exposure. We just want you to be exposed to the opportunities in this area for your children, for our adults. Matter of fact, for any age, I'm sure little babies would probably be up in there. If you could put up in there, little babies be mining a little bit too at the toddler level. So the point is, folks, we want to make sure they're exposed to these wonderful opportunities of the mining business, if you will, or just the experience of mining. So, guys, once again, I'm gonna say it again: meet the first African American women to own their own U.S. crystal mine. They are amazing. Ivy and Jazmin are with us today. Well, Jazmin, Ivy, I could talk to you guys probably half a day here easy, but we got a few more minutes. But I want to give you guys anything we missed. You want to share some final thoughts, next steps, where you guys are going to be. If you guys have a schedule, is it on the website, all that above, so we can track you. And of course, we want to have you back as soon as possible, right? Can't wait to meet you live one day, but definitely want to have you on the network. This is available to you. So my network is available to you guys. If you want to come on for 5 minutes or 15, 30 minutes, just talk about this area. Let us know. We'll be glad to book you on that because I own the network. So I'm excited about that.
Thank you for having us on. Yeah, no, on our website, we have our upcoming events that are coming.
Gotcha.
Hopefully you'll be seeing some crystal cabooses coming out to your area of town soon. We're looking to start putting them in different cities. So have some independent operators in all of the towns. We're going to get back down to Atlanta soon to see you.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Maybe next time we come in studio and check you out.
Yeah, exactly.
We're a little bit of everywhere. So I think you'll be seeing a lot of us, a lot of us coming up.
Yeah, I love it.
Full year of mining. So we are looking forward to our next mining adventure.
Oh, I love it.
We're going to the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
And you can always follow us on Instagram. We try to put up stories as often as we can. Yeah. And you can see whatever we have coming forward. Next.
And our next big thing is Mother's Day coming up. We do a lot of custom jewelry pieces for mothers. For mommy and me pieces. So if you look on our website and see our kits, you can order a kit and then we can turn that into a piece of jewelry for your mom.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. Ivy and Jay, I don't know if you probably have this going on yet, but I want to talk to you guys later on about doing a virtual mining, if you will, right now, just where they get the kits, they get everything they need, and we do a virtual, we can have 300 or 400 people on this network just following y'all with the kits. As long as they got the kit, do that. So let's talk about doing a virtual. Once they get everything they need in their home or wherever they're at, they can come on virtually and you guys can have some fun that way as well. I think that'll be
love that. Love that. That would be fantastic.
So we'll talk about that program later on because our goal is exposure, folks. We want to make sure our children are exposed to areas, they can become anything they want to, but they got to know what's available. And that's the part right there as well. Yeah. Wow, I love it. Well, Ivy and Jazmin, I want to give you some final thoughts. Anything you want to share with us for our audience out there around the globe?
You know what? Being that today is Earth Day, I think we should all appreciate what's growing underneath our feet. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, gemstones are growing right now. And that's why we honor the earth and we pay attention to those around us and those things that are growing right in front of our eyes.
Yeah. Powerful. I love it. Man, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Jazmin, any thoughts?
I was like, Ivy just nailed it with that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it is. I think it's about, just appreciating each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in the world right now.
Yeah, it is.
And it's bringing it down to the basics and down to nature and to love. So, I think that we all need to stop some of the noise out and get back to with your hands.
Absolutely. I love it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand there's more good than evil, okay? Please know that. We hear the bad stuff, but there's more good going on than the bad, okay? I'm going to tell you that real quickly. So you got to filter that out, right? Don't watch too much of the bad, right? Just know there's more good than bad. And one way you can do it, you can mine for it.
Bring in the good.
Absolutely. Wow, this is incredible. Well, Jazmin and Ivy, oh man, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your time, because I didn't know how busy you were. So thank you so much for joining us on Power Connections with Kevin and Vaughn.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Oh, incredible. And give love to your family. You guys can't wait to meet you guys, and I'll look up and see when you guys are going to be back again in the future. We can even plan for 2026 maybe, because I know things are going on all around the globe there as well. But I'm excited. You may get some folks that want to come, want you to come to the UK and Africa and Norway. So we're going to see if we can get you some traffic over there too as well.
Love it, love it. And we got to get you some crystals. So we'll send some out to you this week.
Oh, thank you so much. Looking forward to that. And so excited. But know that this platform's available for you as well. So we'll talk about the webinar or just whatever we want to do to help expose this even more. I know a lot of people can't get to you, so guess what? We can do it virtual. As long as they got the kit and everything they need, they can have some fun. And just learning, you know, just all about learning. That's what it's all about today.
Doing it together is so much fun. It's
absolutely.
Community aspect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Kevin.
Amen. Well, thank you so much. Well, Ivy and Jazmin, hold on a minute as we close out today. Hey guys, this has been Power Connections with Kevin Vaughn. I gotta say it again, meet the first African-American women to own their own U.S., that's the United States, crystal mine for those who are overseas as well. We are excited about that. And you may want to explore in your country, right? Where you can own mine, right? You may want to find out if you can own your own mine over somewhere else, guys around the globe. So I'm sure there's some opportunities there for you. But guess what? You got to be bold enough to go get it. You got to be bold enough to take those steps, folks. And remember that we used to say, Jazmin and Ivy, that think outside the box. One of my pastors said, remember, there is no box.
Yeah, that's right. You
There's
never
no
have
box.
to be strangled by lines. Exactly.
Right.
Let them go.
I love it. Yeah, my pastor said that. So you're right. There is no box.
Nope.
God has given you unlimited potential. You got to understand that the Creator God is unlimited. No beginning, no end. So therefore, that's for us as well, folks. You can come up with great ideas. You can patent yourself. You can come up with new businesses. You can trademark yourself. But don't be scared, folks. Just get the mining, get the work. And you can do that as well. All right. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, I want you guys to share this out. All my network around the globe, share this out on your platforms, because you never know what Ivy and Jazmin said today will change a life. That's what it's all about. To encourage someone, to inspire them, folks, to get to where they need to be on the planet. Everybody is here for a reason. Guess what? You got to find it. God don't give you all the instructions all the time, but you got to find it. And we're here to help you. Also, too, guys, if you need help in that area, let me know. Give me a call. Be glad to help you out, guys, in that area if you need a little encouragement or need some more information. My number is 404-401-0233, 404-401-0233. If you guys need some mentors or need some coaching and training, here to help you guys. And of course, we got the website there for our wonderful guest today, BecauseIRock.com, BecauseIRock.com. I really want my educators, Ivy and Jazmin, to really tap into this area. I don't care if you're retired or active, you need to tap into this and get our children, our young people, to be exposed to this area that they can get involved with. Just incredible. Wow, incredible. Well, we can talk all day, but I got to go. They got to go. So appreciate you so much, guys. Hey, guys, remember. Oh, I love it. Matter of fact, I got to get my signature move out, Jazmin and Ivy, real quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, bam, that your future is so bright that I had to put my shades on. I guess I had to do that, Ivy and Jazmin. Your future, ladies and gentlemen, is so bright. You're going to need probably two or three pairs of shades on your face there just to keep writing it down. I love it. So I'm so excited about that as well. Hey, as my mentor would say, ladies and gentlemen, remember to always outlove, outserve, and outforgive each other. And remember, there's nothing you can't do with the right mining tools. Thank you so much, Jazmin and Ivy. We thank you so much. All right, guys. Hey, we'll see you next time. This has been Power Connections with Kevin Vaughn. And take care, guys. Don't forget to share this out on all social media platforms. And I thank you in advance. And we'll see you next time on Power Connections. God bless everybody. Appreciate you so much. God bless. All right. Thanks.